Campeones, campeones, ole, ole, ole. Campeones, campeones, ole, ole, ole. Alright, so that was a chant ringing throughout not just the stadium but throughout Andheri last night. We sang that through the metro, everywhere, and with good reason. India defeated Kenya 2-0 last night to lift the Intercontinental Cup. Yes, I agree. For the harshest of the critics, it's just a friendly tournament, not a major title or anything, maybe not even a tournament which is on the FIFA calendar, but it's still a win. It's still a win in the final after four grueling matches, after defeating two teams, and although losing against New Zealand, all these teams were pretty competitive, and it was also good preparation for India for next year's Asia Cup. Yeah, man, it was a real celebration last night. It was a tough game for India in a final. It was a major game. It was pressure. There was huge amount of support from the crowd last night. The stadium was filled to maximum capacity, and yes, everyone is chanting for Team India, for Sunil Chetri, and for all the players. There were songs being sung from Dandanadan Goal to Vande Mataram, Ma Tujhe Salam. All this was really exciting, and it was great being in the stadium and supporting the team last night. As far as the game goes, India started very well. They started well off the block. So did Kenya. And it was 50-50 in the first half. But when Kenya were given the chances, Indian defense stepped up and defended the ball from going into the goal. And when India got those chances, they converted them. Sunil Chetri converted them. Two fairly early goals in a major final makes a world of difference, and that's what India got. And India never looked back after that. The first goal, a breezy attack from India through the middle, and when Sunil Chetri gets the ball in those sort of positions, he's bound to score. That's the sort of goal scoring form he's in for the country. And for the second one, it was a well taken free kick. It looked like one from the training ground. All the big players went ahead. Although Kenya should be marking Chetri, and that should be one of the main targets, but it looked like a free kick which would go in from behind the defense for someone to head the ball, but it was cheekily taken and rolled on for Sunil Chetri to take the shot from behind, from inside the D, but from a fairly far distance, and that was a spectacular goal. Some other big moments in the game were Gurpreet Singh Sandhu's save from in the second half from Kenya free kick. That was superb save. And he stepped up a lot of times for India in the defense, especially in the second half. So did Sandesh Jhingan and Subhashish Bose. They were magnificent in the defense. In the midfield, Udanta Singh and Pranay Halder were pretty good whenever they were on the ball, and also while tracking back. They were doing all the hard work and winning balls and distributing for the Indian team. In the game, the first half made all the difference for the Indian team. In the second half, maybe the coach said something to his Kenyan players and they came off of the blocks real quick. They were intent on making a difference, and they were distributing possession really well, keeping hold of the ball really well, and putting constant pressure on the Indian team. It was hard for India to get out of their own half in the second half, but that helped India showcase their defensive abilities. And boy, did they showcase those. A clean sheet again in a game. 3 out of the 4 games India have kept clean sheet in the Intercontinental Cup, and defense is the building blocks for a team to not lose a game, for a team to win crucial games. and that's what happened in this game for India as well. Some brilliant defending and some good counter-attacking displays in the second half were enough for India to seal the victory. In the start of the game, India went back to their big squad after the New Zealand game. All the big players came back in, so likes of Sandesh Jhingan, Pranay Halder, JJ, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, all who were rested were called back by coach Stephen Constantine to their tried and tested 4-4-1-1 formation. India, while in defense, India did fall back a little bit and they didn't play a high pressing game, but they were sure of their defense. They were compact, composed, and closed in all the gaps for Kenya to capitalize on. Then Kenya could never get through that Indian defense. And once or twice when they did, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu stepped up as well. In while in possession of the ball, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu usually let kept giving long balls. That tactic I don't know how it was supposed to work, but the Kenyans are quite taller than the Indian strikers, especially the Indian strikers, and they have good athletic abilities. So all those long balls were quite wasteful in a way, and always the Kenyans would get back the possession of the ball. So that's one thing that was questionable in the game. Also, in distribution of the ball, quite a few times, even Sunil Chetri let the ball go. The likes of Udanda Singh had quite a few misplaced passes, and in Kenya's defensive midfield, their number 14 was extremely solid. He always took away possession from the Indian team and kept on pushing the ball forward. So that made things difficult for the Indian team to actually have a considerable period of possession in the game. But one could also argue because of the two early goals, India never had to turn the intensity on for the rest of the game. They had control of the game and they could very well see it out for the rest of the game given how assured they are in their defense. As a fan in the stand, although there was some moments of nerve-wracking tension, most of the time was a joyous celebration. There were chants, there were songs, there was a big banner of the Blue Tigers and a huge Indian flag as well. All credit goes to the Blue Pilgrims fan base, dedicated fan base for the Indian football team. They come up with great ideas for to support the team as well, and yeah, shout out to them. They made the game exciting for all of his fans. We joined them along, tagged them along, and were really into the game. The Mumbai football fans stepped up. Everyone gathered in Andheri in the Mumbai football arena, and yeah, we showed how we can support the Indian football team, and it paid off. In the second half, they must have definitely needed the support we gave to hold on to that lead and grab the victory, grab the trophy, if you will. And later on, the trophy celebrations was magnificent with the Viking clap and the chants of "Championes, Championes, Ole, Ole, Ole." Still can't get over that. Get over that, by the way. And yeah, with this win, hopefully the Indian media will also get into the act, support the Indian team. I'm all for equal coverage for all the sports, and the Indian football team has given even enough reason in the last 2 years with their performances, with their wins, for them to be given more coverage in the media. Rather than getting a front page news in today's newspapers about the way Rafael Nadal lifted his 11th trophy in the French Open. I'd rather like to see Indian football team lifted the Intercontinental Cup after a tough and magnificent win against Kenya. That'd be the news I'd like to see more often. Hopefully that day will come as well. And if the media refuses to acknowledge it, social media will come on board. Social media will make the media acknowledge it. This is a great platform now. Maybe 6 years ago, Sunil Chetri wouldn't have been able to call everyone up for the Nehru Cup with some plea, or Bhaichung Bhutia for that matter, with some plea or some foul, and they shouldn't ever have to do that again, by the way. But one plea on social media, and that makes a world of difference, and all of us football fans showed that. And never should he have to do that again, by the way. We football fans have to turn up for the games in whichever city Team India plays in from now on, because they have given us reason to turn up. They have showed us the qualities they possess. They have showed us that they can win their games tough. They showed us that Indian football is on the rise. We are constantly developing, thanks to coach Stephen Constantine. Anyways, we are constantly developing and we are on the rise. We are going to put in a tough competition for next year's Asia Cup, and even a tougher challenge, a challenge like never before, for qualifying for the next Football World Cup in Qatar. So all of us, let's pledge that if Indian team is playing in a city from now on, we are going to buy those tickets. We are going to go and support the Indian national football team best way we can, and help them get the best results and best possible ways. And yeah, hopefully in 4 years time, let's go to Qatar to support the Indian national team at the World Cup. But before next year as well, let's go and support the team at the Asia Cup. That's our responsibility. Indian football team, they have already said they are even willing to die for us on the field and play the best they can and give everything on that field. So there's not even a ounce of questioning their attitude and their willingness to give everything for the nation. So, most of all, thank you to Coach Stephen Constantine, thank you to Sunil Chetri, thank you to Gurpreet Singh Sandhu in the final, and thank you to the Indian national football team. Fun fact, this guy, this guy has the same amount of international goals as Lionel Messi. Yes, Indian team has played against smaller teams than Lionel Messi's Argentina, and you can counter argue if you're a Lionel Messi fan any way you like. But the fact is, the simple fact of the matter is, he's joint top scorer with 64 goals with Lionel Messi. Yes, Lionel Messi has the World Cup to go ahead as well. But for now, and maybe next year Sunil Chetri will come up with his own goals at the Asia Cup and come back stronger. But it's a huge thing to celebrate, guys. Lionel Messi, a four-time Ballon d'Or winner, has the same amount of international goals as our own Sunil Chetri. And I think Sunil Chetri has played a little fewer games as well. He's just on 102 games. So, yeah, this is an amazing reason to celebrate. So, keep supporting the Indian national football team. Do stick around for more such vlogs from me. So, now I'm gonna go full swing into the World Cup for more vlogs on the World Cup. Subscribe to my channel, also comment on my channel for the videos you would like to see from me. So do stick around for more videos, guys. See you around. Campeones, campeones, ole ole ole.